Hiya Flosstube, it's Natalie, love it, live it, make it yours here on Flosstube and on Instagram. I hope you're having a fabulous day. This video might drop on Boxing Day, that's my plan. Or the day after, depends how busy I am, because Boxing Day is going to be my Christmas day by the looks of it. This is a video of all the things that I haven't been able to show you in my recent Flosstubes. My recent Flosstubes have been short and sweet because I just can't show you anything. I'll tell you what the date today is. It's the 22nd of November, and I'm just going to do a little video on all the things that I've been working on. I've got a couple of finishes and a few whips, and I'll edit the video to be one big video, so I'll probably be wearing different things in this video as I record them, because I'm just gonna edit them all together. It'll probably be really bad, I'm not that great at editing, but we'll see how we go. So thank you for joining me. I hope you have had a fabulous Christmas. It sounds strange saying that because I am in the past, in November. I hope you've had a fabulous Christmas. I hope you got lots of stitchy gifts. I hope I finished all these stitchy gifts and given them out to people. And I hope you got super spoiled and you've been having a fabulous time. So I'm just going to get stuck into it. I'm going to show you some finishes first, because I've just got them laid out ready to go. So my first finish was for Charlotte. She is Clue High Heeled Stitcher. I'm sure she's just changed her name on Flosstube. I will leave a link in the description below. So this was a Christmas present for her. And all my shadows over it. And it's a shoe. Because she is, if you couldn't guess by her name, High-heeled stitch. Oh, that's good actually. High-heeled stitcher. She is shoe mad. So I got the pattern for this beautiful shoe from Cross Stitcher. You guys know I always go on about Cross Stitcher if you've watched any of my videos, but it's one of my favourite magazines. Just to show how much I love it. This is only 2 issues ago and it's haggard. Can you see that? It's just haggard. The cover's about to fall off because I read it cover to cover and then I use it for my patterns. I digress. This is the November 2020 issue. So I would have got this in October. And the pattern is by Maria Diaz. There it is. Beautiful pattern. And actually the bow and some of the heel, the red in the heel, is beaded. So I went looking for some beads and Charlotte happened to be with me, and I found a small half-filled packet of Mill Hill beads and they were 20p, and I thought, oh, I'm going to buy them and just see if they go with Charlotte's project, and if not, it's cost me 20p, so I don't care. And they actually went really well with Charlotte's shoe. That's what I've been calling it, Charlotte's shoe. They actually oh, you can see that really nicely actually, better than the last video I did, which probably won't be the last video I did, but in time-wise, it's the last video. Anywho, so the Mill Hill beads went on fabulously, and I used them all just in the heel of the shoe. Oh, it's coming up really well actually. And then, yeah, so I needed some more, so I paid some money to order some more. I don't want to say too much because obviously it's one of her Christmas presents, but I paid full price basically for another box. And my friend runs a charity shop in Bridgemary. I popped in there after my box of Mill Hill beads came, and she had a brand new full box for 50p. They were half price, they were 25p. So I've ended up with loads of these lovely red beads, but they've really, oh, that looks quite good. They've really made it. And I went round Charlotte's because I've taken this project to her house and she hasn't realised because it's been in the project bag that I keep my sal in, which hopefully by the time you see this video I'd have finished. My cross stitcher sal. And I was sat with it in my little zippy case that I have, that I keep my mini projects in, and I was thinking, don't look, Charlotte, as I get my sow out, don't look. And she was like, oh, you've got your new issue of Cross Stitcher? Yeah, I've been working on my sow. She's like, oh, have you seen this pattern? It's so good. I was like, oh God, yes, I have seen it. I might have finished it for you. I didn't say that, obviously, I was just thinking it. And she said, oh, it's based on a real irregular choice shoe. She loves irregular choice shoes. It's based on a real one, which I would not know whatsoever because I'm a Cath Kidston gal. I do not have the money to be buying irregular choice shoes. And she said, I think I'll stitch it. And I was like, oh no, when will you stitch it? She's like, I'll probably not till next year. So Charlotte, I hope you have not started it because I've made you one. Okay, so make your own one next year and then you can have two. The only annoying thing is that as I've been, and I stitch on plastic canvas a lot, and I've snipped into it ever so slightly here, down at the bottom, it's split, but luckily, because that's the stitch that goes up, it won't make a difference. And then somewhere around here, it looked like it was going to split again. I was like, no, but it hasn't. I've checked, it looks like it was going to, but it hasn't. So that's Charlotte's beautiful shoe. I hope she loves it. Hope she puts it on her Christmas tree. And normally when I stitch on canvas, I back it because I think it looks tidier, but I didn't because I think that that's worthy of looking at, to be honest. I mean, that's not bad, is it? Oh look, you get to see it without my face being in the way. I actually really enjoyed it, and I stitched it really quickly because I got a bit obsessed with it. I love traditional Christmas colours. I love beads. I love Mill Hill beads. I love ribbons. I love the candy cane look. So yeah, that is Charlotte's shoe, and I hope she loves it. The next project that I finished was also from Cross Stitcher. So Charlotte, who I stitched the shoe for, is one of my best friends, and I also have another best friend called Anne, and I miss her so much. I haven't seen her much this year, if at all. I'm trying to think. I think I saw her just before lockdown, and I have not seen her since. Obviously we're in November now. That's the longest it's been. I usually, since she's lived in Devon, I try and visit every couple of months, even if I go to her on my own. She lived in Birmingham before that. I used to go to Birmingham on my own. So I'm really, really missing her. And I've got her into cross stitch, which I love, because hopefully when I visit next time, we can sit and stitch together. And the best thing about cross stitching is you've got to count, but you can just sit, chat and stitch. It's a really good hobby for that. And and apparently she's made me something super special, and my husband kept saying, it's so special, it's amazing. And I was like, oh God, I haven't made her anything, so I need to knock something out of the park now. You know, I need to make her something special. And Cross Stitcher this was from last year, October 2019. They had this lovely freebie of a deer brooch. I don't know if they have the issue numbers on them. Don't think they... Oh yeah, issue 349. Oh, so just so you know, the high heel was issue, in case you guys want to order back issues or whatever, because I know now that Cross Stitcher have an online thing that you can, for the last 5 years, you can go and check out their back issues, which is amazing. This one was issue, so the one with the shoe is issue 363, in case anybody's interested. The one with the deer is issue 349 from October 2019. Yes, and this was a free kit, and I super loved it, and I think Anne will super love it. So I wanted to stitch it for her. So it came with the plastic aider. You stitch it all up. It's all full crosses and some back stitch. This came with vinyl aider, which I didn't realise you could do French knots and things through. I did not realise. And I wanted to stitch them simultaneously, and I didn't have any vinyl Aida, I just had plastic canvas, the plastic Aida. So I didn't really think about it, and I started stitching them simultaneously. So I would do, you know, I'd use the loop method. I'd have a piece of green and my needle, stitch all the green on Anne's one, finish it, come back to mine, stitch all the green on my one, stitch a bit, you know, so I literally stitched them simultaneously. And I used my plastic canvas, and what I've done is I kitted mine up with DMC as well. So what I've done is I've kept this whole kit for Anne in case she wants to stitch a matching one for my goddaughter, which is her daughter. Just in case Anne wants to do that. But anyway, so I didn't realise that I would not be able to do French knots on my plastic canvas because it's solid, whereas the vinyl you can stitch through. It's almost still got the strands in it like Aida has. So I have had to change the back stitch a little bit, and I used a bead for the eye. But this, go this side, this is how they came out. I will try and put stills in if I can. Trying to work out what's best. But yeah, this is how they came out, and I'm really, really happy. As I say, they are virtually the same. They are the same. I think there's one where I stitched a bit of Anne's in an awkward way, and I'd done it and thought, oh God, that's awkward. And then I stitched mine in a slightly different way, but otherwise they are identical. And to get round the not doing a French knot for the eye, I just used another black bead, and there was enough beads in the kit to do two. So these are the beads that it came with, and I just used a little black seed bead from my stash to do her eye. And yeah, there was enough beads for mine and Anne's, and enough left over for Hermione's as well. So cross stitcher obviously give you enough stuff, which is great. That's not coming up as well as earlier. And it came with the felt as well, so Hermione in her kit has got the felt, or for Anne to stitch up. And on the back of mine I've stitched a little N. It doesn't look so tidy from the back, does it? But that was the best it was going to get, because otherwise if I'd used brown thread you would have had brown streaks all around the reindeer. So it's better to have white on the back. And on the back of Anne's one, I have stitched a little A and brooch pin. So I had some brooch pins in my jewellery making sets. So I've left the original for the other kit that I will send to Anne. Yeah, so I hope that Anne likes them. I thought they could be a bit like best friend brooches, but I am super excited to wear mine. And yeah, they're, you know, virtually identical, bit of embroidery on the back, and I think they've made a really nice present. So they are finished. So they're my two finishes. Anne brought me, and it is in a previous Flosstube, from Plastic Little Covers on Etsy. Anne brought me a best F word Friends Forever kit. And we did joke at the time. She said, oh, I should have stitched it up for you and sent it to you because it's a bit weird for you to stitch it for yourself. So what I've done is I'm stitching it to send back to Anne. I got, and I'm sure I put it in a previous Flosstube, I got a hoop that's just right. Sorry, I've just dropped my threads. I got a hoop that's just right for the project, but I think I'm going to bind it. From the charity shop, and I think that was £1.75. It came with the threads. They are so vibrant and so soft, but the black is awful. The kit is so nice. The Aida is lovely. So I don't want you to be put off buying from Plastic Little Covers, because you could just swap the black out for yourself. But the black is really bad. Really, really bad. It just keeps splitting and fraying on me. So I don't know if it's just a bad batch. It happens, doesn't it? And this is how far I've got, because the black was driving me nuts. So I started on some of the green. I think I'm going to work on this in a bit after I've filmed this video. Best friends forever. I like the typography. I like the simplicity. She knows I like florals. We're both Cath Kidston addicts. So I'm sure she will appreciate getting it back in a hoop that I'm going to bind for her. So that is for Anne. And I'm sure the reason why I only started this the other day and I thought, oh, it's not going to take long. She says, hopefully. She says. So hopefully Anne will get that. That's all right. Get that back for Christmas. Because I'm not my own best friend and I don't want it on my wall. Maybe she can buy another one and make it for me. But apparently she's made me something really amazing. My husband says it's fabulous. I can't wait to see. I literally can't wait to see. So I have a lovely friend called Tracy and we did an Advent Easter swap. Wasn't this year, it was last year, and I have mentioned it in a previous Flosstube video, and she just seemed to get me. She just seemed to understand the things I love. She totally seemed to just get it. But one of the things she sent me was this lovely Winnie the Pooh kit. I do like Winnie the Pooh, excuse me, but I'm not mad. I find you either like it or you're not bothered, you like it, or you're obsessed. And I'm not obsessional, but I do like it. Actually, I do really like it, but not obsessional. You know, I don't collect all the eels or anything like that. So she didn't know if I liked it or not, but she brought it for me, and I wanted to stitch this one for Dawn, and by mistake I started this one. So she's getting this one now because I'm not starting on that. This is an anchor kit, I think. I'm sure it says it's got anchor threads. I could be wrong. I'm just checking. No, it's DMC threads. It is DMC. And this is as far as I've got, but that's stitched up really quick. I've done 2 sessions on it, and you think I'm not far off now, really. So, yeah. I've just got the flowers, his light purple, the rest of his face and the bees. So that's stitched up really quick. And this is going to Dawn, hopefully. Excuse me. If I can get it done in time, that will go to Dawn. And the last one I want to show you is from the new Disney collection, Partworks magazine. Sorry for turning away from you, I'm just getting it out. I don't know if anyone else is collecting it. I'm just trying to see what the magazine's called because I always forget. Disney Cross Stitch, and it's the Partworks from Hatchet Publications. And there's this pattern on the other side, so I won't turn it around, of Pooh Bear floating away in balloons. And it is beautiful. And it reminds me of Anne again. So what I've done is I've kitted it. I might start it today. I don't know, start all the things. I've got just a piece of fabric from my stash that I remember cost me 50p from the charity shop. It's 18 count, so that's going to be enough. It's nice and firm as well, which I like. I like it when it's firm to start with and then eases up as you go. That's how I like my fabric. I know people like it like soft and floppy, and other people like it like firm fabric. I had, excuse me, frog in my throat. I had nearly all of the threads in my stash. Well, no, I had a few of the threads in my stash, and sorry, I'm dropping them everywhere now. And I knew that I could get the rest from Kim from KLT. So the fabulous Kim sent them to me, and I'm just sorting them out. That's why I'm looking down. All of the one on a bobbin, just the kind of Pooh Bear blue actually. But yeah, all of the lovely threads there, ready to go. That scrap of Ada from my stash, and the fabric that I showed you last time, which is the Cath Kidston, I'll get it out, Pooh Bear fabric. The reason why, so in case I haven't said, I might have done, I am making this for Anne because she brought herself the Cath Kidston Winnie the Pooh dress and the Cath Kidston Winnie the Pooh skirt, and when I went round to see her, she said, have you brought any of the Pooh Bear collection yet? And I said, no. She said, well, I've brought the skirt and the dress, but I want to give one of them to you. And I was like, why? And she said, because I like the dress, but I think it would suit you better. And I said, only if you're sure. I feel really bad. She said, no, you know, we do share things a lot. So she knew that if she wanted to wear it, she could just say, next time you come, bring the dress. So we do share things a lot. And I said, are you sure? And it was exactly this fabric. But then I just started Slimming World and I lost a few stone. And I said to her, the dress doesn't fit, hun, so please have it back. And she said, okay, I'll take it back, but I'll give you the skirt because the skirt is a good size, so it'll fit. And then when we went to see, she also took me to see Kirsty Allsop at Kirsty's Handmade Fair, which I think it's just called the Handmade Fair now, but it used to be Kirsty Allsop's Handmade Fair. And I was wearing that Winnie the Pooh skirt when I saw Kirsty, and it is made out of this fabric. So I thought it would be nice for Anne if I brought a piece of the fabric, stitched the Winnie the Pooh bookmark, and then backed it with the fabric that just makes me think of her. And as well, the Pooh Bear and the Piglet and the Eeyore. And there's a lovely Tigger down there as well. Yeah, they're being carried away on the balloons. So I think it's just really significant. But I'm only going to need a strip of this to cover the back of the bookmark. And look how generous. I mean, it cost me like £13 or something. And I think that's pretty good for a piece of decent sized Disney calf fabric. And I think Anne will love it. So, and I need to get a move on, but the pattern doesn't look that complicated. So even if I keep going and just send it to her just after Christmas or something like that. But I've only got 3 projects to go now. So Dawn's bookmark, Anne's bookmark, and Anne's hoop. And then I'm sort of done with the presents that I'm making. And I don't think they're going to take that long. And I've nearly finished my Sal as well. So yeah, that's it for now. And as I said, I'll keep adding to this video as and when I finish a make. Yeah, so I won't say goodbye because I'm just going to bung another video onto this video when I edit. See you in a bit, I guess, in a different outfit and a different time. Hello Flosstube, it's Natalie, Love It, Live It, Make It Yours here on Flosstube and on Instagram. So this is just a quick update of Christmas presents that I have been making. One has already been received as of today, but you guys won't be seeing this until around Boxing Day, or maybe a bit after. So one has been received, which is the shoe, and it was received very well. One is finished and due to be posted off, but we're not sure when we're going to post because one of the presents that needs to go with it is a delicate. I might just post the things that I've made because I know they'll be safe and then post the rest later. And one I'm hoping is going to get finished today, and one is still in the pipeline, but I'm probably going to show them. I have started it, just haven't finished it, so I'm probably going to show them, and then they'll see it through this video as well. So one of the things I have finished is this kit by Plastic Little Covers. I think on Etsy it was a gift for me, but I didn't want to stitch it for myself, so I've stitched it up for Anne. It looks on the camera, it looks like there's a line in the Ada here, but it has ironed out really, really nicely. You can't see it when you look at it face on. I have left it in the hoop that I stitched it in, backed it with some nice pink felt, and I have bound the hoop with some binding, bias binding I think. It's some really nice floral, pale blue floral, so it matches the flowers in the hoop. I did have a lot of hassle with this. The black said it was DMC black, but it was shredding like there's no tomorrow. And if I hadn't got a I mean, I don't doubt it's DMC, I just think it might have been a bad batch, but it was just shredding, shredding, shredding. And if I hadn't got so far through with it, I should have and could have just picked it all out and done it again, but I wasn't going to. All the rest of the threads were beautiful. And my E here is a stitch short. I was not picking it. Unpicking it, picking it out, not happening. But it's finished, so it says best effing friends forever. I like the typography, I like the vintage look of the flowers. So that is done. And I like the way I've backed it. I'm pleased with it. I'm really pleased with it. So hopefully this will be one that I try and post off next week. I don't know if it will get there in time, but I'm gonna try. Or the lovely lady, one of my best friends, Anne, that's going to receive it, has suggested that we open them for each other on Christmas Day or Boxing Day over video. And I was like, no, I'm starting to warm to that idea now, so we'll see. But that's done. That's done. So the lady who's going to receive that is also going to receive the deer brooch. And I was also working on, oh no, I've misplaced it. Hang on a second, and I'll see if I can, oh, that's because it's there. Hang on a second. I thought I'd misplaced it. I'm also working on this bookmark for her. That is part of the Hatchet Partworks new Disney collection, and you'll see from me from the past that I brought some lovely Cath Kidston fabric to back it with, and there's a nice story to it. Hopefully me from the past will tell you all about it. I have started it. Sorry, I was just looking because I wasn't convinced I've done this on the right fabric. I think it's 18 or 20 count, but actually on the camera you can see it's Pooh's face and arms. There's lots of detail in this, and it's really not going to take me long. I wasn't sure if I was happy with the way it's turning out, but I think I'm going to persevere. Looking at it again, I am my own worst critic, and I think it's because it's got lots of half stitches in it, and because I've tried to lay my stitches side by side for half stitches to blend a bit, it does look a bit chunky and something you're not going to see on the camera because I don't have a very good camera. But you can see his little face and his arm lifting up the balloons. What I could do for half stitches is, rather than trying to lay them side by side now, is just pick a more dominant colour. Yeah, and he might look a bit better when he's got his back stitch on him anyway. So that is underway, and it's, you know, there's not much to that one, despite all the colours that's in there. I mean, there's loads and loads of colours in there. Yeah, hopefully he'll be done soon, because I was also working on this designer stitches kit that I got given. I was going to put it in front of my face. Yeah, I got given this in a swap that I think I did for Easter, and I wasn't made up with it when I started stitching it, and then all of a sudden I fell in love and it started stitching up really quick. So this is a pack of 2, and I wanted to stitch Pooh for Dawn. Sorry Dawn, you ended up with Eeyore. I don't know what, I wanted to stitch Pooh for you, and I had it in my mind I was stitching Pooh. It was only when I really got into it I realised I was actually just doing Eeyore. Just carried on. But the more I stitched on my lovely Eeyore, the more I got into it. I don't know if it's the Ada band, but the stitches lay nicely, the coverage is nice. Really interesting thing about this kit is that some of the colours are the same, but some of the stuff for detail, like you can see here on the leaves of the flower, they're quite, I'm sure you can see that. So the leaves are there and there, because I haven't added the back stitch yet. The leaves are quite obvious compared to the grass. It's the same colour, but the grass is done in one stitch, and the leaves are done the the grass is done in one strand and the leaves are done in two. But yeah, he's stitching up really nicely. I love the little bees. I'm sure Dawn is going to love it, even though it's not Pooh. She does love Eeyore as well. And I'm hoping that is going this week. So even though Christmas is, today is Sunday, the 20th, I want to say. Oh gosh, I never do dates in Flosstube videos because I think you can just see when I've uploaded it. You know what the date is. Maybe I should start doing it. It seems to be the done thing. Yeah, so today's Sunday the 20th, and I'm hoping to backstitch it today. I've got so much to do. It still is early hours. I mean, it's like early in the day. It's not early hours. early in the day. So I'm hoping just to, because I've literally just got a tiny bit of green to do, the centre of the flower, which is only one and kind of a half stitches because it's 2/4 stitches. Yeah, and hopefully I can back it, get it in the post. Hopefully, that might be wishful thinking. And I'm debating sending her the leftover kit so she can stitch up Pooh for herself if she wants to. But yeah, I got it in an Easter swap from my lovely friend Tracy, and it's made a nice present. So that's my Christmas update for now, and I'm about to film a normal Flosstube. So yeah, you'll be seeing this from the past. Because I'm going to chuck it all together to make a Christmas video, and hopefully there'll be one more to come with a finished Eeyore bookmark. Yeah, so see you later everyone. Hello Flosstube, it's Natalie Love It, Live It, Make It Yours here. I've already filmed this video once and I accidentally filmed it in portrait rather than landscape, and it was a bit of a rubbish video. I told you loads of things I'd already told you before because I'm splicing this video together from 3 different filming sessions. So hopefully I won't repeat myself anymore and you'll be able to see me better. So this is the last instalment of my things I couldn't show you in my previous Flosstube videos because I was making things for people for Christmas and I couldn't show them to you. I was hoping this video would drop on Boxing Day. Didn't happen because of various different things. I hope you've all had a fabulous, fabulous Christmas. I hope you all got spoiled. I hope you've had some time off if you've been able to relax. Yeah, I just hope you've had a fabulous time. So I haven't managed to finish the last 2 projects because Anne and I was stitching one of them for Anne, one of them for Dawn. Dawn, you're going to get to see your project here in this video, and I will send you a picture anyway. And Anne and I also decided that we weren't going to be able to post in time for Christmas, so could we just show each other on Christmas Day by video, which is exactly what we did. And I haven't managed to get round to finish them off properly yet. I have ironed them. That's as far as I've got, but I will show them to you anyway. And I've started editing this video, and that's when I realised I'd fluffed up with the filming and I had told you things I'd already told you. Yes, but oh, I've just seen something that I was gonna put away, but I'll quickly grab it because I want it in my video. Quick, it's in my pile of things to put away. So the first one is Dawn's bookmark. Here it is. It is finished. It is ironed, and I have decided that, so another reason why I haven't sent these projects off yet is because I couldn't decide how to finish them. I have now decided. This one is being backed onto felt that will hopefully match the inside of his ear, and this one is for Dawn, and she likes purple anyway. But I'm really, really happy with the way this turned out. It's stitched up really quickly. The Ada's really nice. That's a pretty good picture, and yeah, I just loved the way he came out. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy with the detail. A lovely, lovely kit, and I might send her the Pooh Bear one in case she wants to stitch it. I might ask her and see if she'll want to stitch it. And so I told you the story about Anne gave me a Pooh Bear dress, and then she gave me the Pooh Bear skirt, and it's the one that I wore when I saw Kirsty Allsop. I could have spoken to her, but I was just too gobsmacked. She was literally just stood opposite me. And I was like smiling at her, looking at her, and Anne was like, go and speak to her. And I had proper fangirl meltdown. I just couldn't. I just stood smiling at her, literally opposite her, just like smiling. But I wanted to show you the skirt. Here it is. The famous skirt. I'm going to hold it up over me. Famous skirt that I wore when I went to see Kirsty Allsop. And it hasn't been washed since. Of course it has. But it's a beautiful skirt. And it's got pockets. I just love everything about it. I love the colour. I love that it reminds me of Anne. I love that it reminds me of Kirsty Allsop. We went to Kirsty Allsop's handmade fair and Anne took me as a treat, spoilt me rotten. And it was also organised by Molly Makes, which was one of my favourite magazines. And I got to see some of the editors and writers and contributors to the magazine. And I did a workshop. Oh, I just had the best time. And at the time I was working on an online only craft magazine. And I kind of went as a bit of a, I did a bit of writing about it as well. And it appeared in the online magazine. And I said about how much I loved it. Anyway, I digress. So that is the skirt, and you'll see that me from the past has brought a big chunk of this fabric to back onto Anne's bookmark, which is here. I'm a bit sad I had to refilm this video, but not really, because that's coming up better than it did before. That's actually coming up way, way better than it did before, even though it's a bit dark now compared to when I filmed earlier. So there he is. He's so detailed and I love him. I've just loved it so much. The fabric worked out really well in the end. It held its shape. The back stitching went in nicely, but some of the back stitch is insane. I think they've gone for like a watercolour effect here. And so some of the back stitch comes sort of, I don't know if you'll see, yes you can, just about. Some of the back stitch comes over his arm, so it looks like, you know, the colours running out from under him, if that makes sense. And I loved that as well. And some of the back stitch was like a quarter of a stitch. It went halfway over, you know, or a quarter way over a stitch, and it was insane. But I feel that it was worth it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sandwich a piece of like wadding, very, very thin wadding, in between this and the fabric that I've got for it that I showed you in a previous video. I'm going to use crinkly fabric scissors, pinking shears, I think is the technical term, to cut round it, and I'm going to ram it through my sewing machine. So it's going to look a bit messy. That's the effect I want. I will use white, so you won't see it up here. You'll just see it from the back. I want it a bit messy, a bit shabby chic, and I hope it's ever so slightly frays over the time. So I'm probably going to have to stitch around it twice to ensure it doesn't just fray so bad. But my pinking shears, my crinkly scissors are very, very super good. So they should prevent too much fray anyway. So yeah, they are my two final projects. Anne has seen Pooh Bear. Dawn hasn't seen Eeyore, but she will. And while I'm on the subject of Dawn, I wanted to say a big happy birthday, Dawn. It's going to be your birthday soon. As usual, there is a little something in the post on its way to you, but it's not your birthday parcel. So my birthday, Dawn's always very, very organised. She gets it all ready, sends it all in good time. I always do it with parcels sort of throughout the year, and her Christmas one is always there before Christmas, but her birthday's just after Christmas. I'm not as organised. I have got her presents here plus the bookmark, and I just haven't been able to get to the post office to send them, so she'll get them in a couple of weeks time, but she has got a present coming. Happy birthday, Dawn. I hope you have the best day and have a good one, and I'll speak to you soon anyway. I mean, I'll speak to you all the time, but yeah, so they are Dawn's and Anne's present. Dawn stitched me a beautiful Christmas card, which I've popped away, ready for next year. So I've now got two. I've got one from a couple of years ago and one from 2020, and Anne stitched me a really beautiful project with a Christmas flamingo, and we're gonna exchange gifts either in person when we can, or we'll I think we'll probably just keep them until then, because I didn't think about it. My husband just bought her husband something breakable, so we don't want to put it in the post, and if we sort of frame, or, you know, she's going to frame my project in one thing and another, then that will also be breakable. So we're not going to send them in the post. So I think that's it for now. I hope you are all staying safe in this difficult time. I hope, you know, we're all making the best out of this crazy, bad situation. And yeah, I hope, you know, you're just making the best, staying safe, looking after each other. It's a tricky, hard time. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this video. Leave me some comments. I always respond to comments. It'd be fab if you could like and subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. Thank you, everybody. I will film, because I'm working now from tomorrow for 7 days. And then I've got the weekend off. So I'm hoping to film a normal Flosstube then. I was going to just wing it, but I thought, no, get the notebook out and do it properly. Otherwise it would just be insane. This video is probably a bit insane. But yes, so thank you everybody for joining me. Take care, and I will see you hopefully in about a week's time. Bye everyone.